and welcome to the 8th edition of the Bogart Special. And today is about another song. It's called Cricket Song, and if everybody, obviously, who knows Bogie, or people who don't know Bogie, it's Cricket is Hoagie Carmichael's character in To Have and Have Not, which is the film that the song is based on. And To Have and Have Not was made in 1944, and it was a book based on a book by Ernest Hemingway, or is a book by Ernest Hemingway. Sorry, I can't talk today. If my brain's all over the place, I was at work today, and I don't focus very well. God, I hate that job. But anyway, back to this. To Have and Have Not was directed by Howard Hawks, very good director. Of His Girl Friday and The Big Sleep, amongst other things. And also Only Angels Have Wings, which I noticed is a great Cary Grant film with Jean Arthur. I really like it. 1939, I think. But connection to Have and Have Not, I noticed towards the end of the film, one of the lines, I'm pretty sure he reused a line and put it in To Have and Have Not. I think it's the I'm not hard to get, just ask me line. Jean Arthur says it to Cary Grant, and I think Howard Hawks recycled it and used it again in To Have and Have Not. So if anybody knows those two films, go and have a look, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyway, To Have and Have Not is the film where Bogie and Lauren Bacall met and subsequently fell in love. So basically, you see their characters fall in love on screen. That is actually just real. And apparently Lauren Bacall said it wasn't like a flash of lightning, like they say about when you meet someone. She actually wasn't that fussed about Bogie. She remembers going to see Casablanca with a friend, and her friend had a crush on him, and she was like, and then she was introduced to him when he was on, I can't remember which film he was doing. And it was, like a, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. But so then when they started filming, they started getting on really well. I think they had a similar sense of humour, and that's where they started to really get to know each other. Until one day, after filming, Bogie went up to her and asked for her number, quite shyly, and then kissed her. And then it kind of went on from there. And they carried on getting to know each other and meeting afterwards. And in secret, obviously, because he was married to Mayo, very unhappily. But my favourite thing is that the jokes they would tell each other. I have her book here. One of my favourite things is that there's the dress she wears when she sings in it. And it's kind of comes out and meets with a ring in a midriff. And she said one day she decided to cut out a picture of Bogie and stick it in the circle, in the ring, and go up and talk to him until he noticed that his face was staring at him from her belly button, which she thought was hilarious. One of their jokes, which I always remember, it was really corny jokes. What did the ceiling say to the wall? Hold me up, I'm plastered. I just like imagining Bogie saying that. So yeah, that's how they got to know each other. And I think Bogie also came up with she got a nickname from it called The Look, which is from that famous scene, the whistle scene. No, it's not the whistle scene. It's before the whistle scene. It's when Lauren Bacall first comes on, and I think it's the first scene they did, ever. And considering she was 19, it was her first film. It's quite a lot to take to do, because Bogie was becoming one of the biggest stars at that time. She was in with him, and she had to kind of go up against him. But it's the scene where she first meets him and he chucks a pack of matches to her, and she's in the doorway. And it's where she gets called The Look, because her head's down but her eyes look up at him. And she said it was actually because she was so nervous, her hands would shake and her head would shake, everything was shaking, and she didn't want the camera to see it. So she stuck her chin into her neck to try and stop herself from shaking, and then ended up just looking up. It was completely accidental, and it worked very well. So that's kind of a fact from that film. But the song I wrote is basically from Cricket's point of view, on Steve and Slim falling in love on the in the film, and it's kind of metaphorically talking about Bogie and Betty falling in love in the film. And I tried to write it in a kind of Hoagie Carmichael style. Well, it's probably not in a very great Hoagie Carmichael style, but in my attempt, including with the chord, because I've got chubby little fingers reaching on guitar, and I'm definitely not a pianist, so I didn't go anywhere near a piano. Oh, another fact, I forget. They named their son Stephen after Bogie's character's name, Steve. Just sweet. And if you don't know, their daughter's called Leslie because she's named after Leslie Howard, who gave Bogie the opportunity to do Duke Manty on the film of The Petrified Forest, because he'd been on stage with them, and Leslie Howard refused to do any more of the film if they didn't use Bogie. So Bogie did that in honour of him, because I think Leslie Howard died during the war before then. So it was kind of a nod to him. But back to what I was talking about. Song-wise, so I've tried to do it in a Hoagie Carmichael style. Hopefully it'll work. And using some of the lines. It's a kind of bouncy little thing. There is an acoustic version on my video bits on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, what they called IGTV, of me doing it acoustically in its kind of bare stage cricket song. So if you want to get a sneak peek, go and watch that. If you're still doing the drinking game that I talked about in the first ever video, you can take a drink, because I scratched myself. That's on Facebook, and then also and YouTube. If you also want another sneak peek, there is another Bogie track secretly in there called Saharan Skies in my Lockdown Live, which is based on the film Sahara, and I will explain that later on when I talk about that film, because it's not really got much to do with the actual film, apart from his characters in it, because it's based on a dream I had, but that's another story. The thing I love about To Have and Have Not is, obviously, because it's Hoagie Carmichael, there's some great songs in it, which is why I kind of helped me get the ideas. But Am I Blue, I really like that. It's a really small little bit, but with Betty singing along, it's really good. Hong Kong Blues, I like that one actually. And How Little We Know, which is obviously the main tune she sings. And I like her voice. I kind of wish she'd done some more. She does do some in The Big Sleep, and Her Tears Flowed Like Wine, which is another good song. If you want that, Anita O'Day does it. I listened to that on Spotify. That's good. But How Little We Know was written for the film actually. It's really good. And if you want to check it out, Nat King Cole does an incredible version. So find that. I recommend it. I like a lot of Hoagie's songs actually. They're lovely little songs. Heart and Soul is one of my favourite actually. Mel Torme does a version. It's all from the same album. The Nat King Cole one's on. And I've also done that in Lockdown Live. A lot of self-promotion today. So you can go find that. I did a little Lockdown Live version if you want to have some things to listen to. And what else was I saying? Oh, I was going to say about other songs in Bogie films. Because I find I've discovered a lot more other tracks because of it. I always said about I hadn't Anyone Till You by Hadder Brooks, which is in A Lonely Place. Obviously there's the ones in this film, and then there's As Time Goes By, obviously Casablanca. These Foolish Things is in Tokyo Joe. The one from The Big Sleep, as Her Tears Flowed Like Wine, and actually there's one in All Through the Night. There is a song called All Through the Night. I can never find it because it's not that well known, but I really love that and the way she sings it. So it's really annoying that I can't find it. And my favourite one is from Dark Passage. Too Marvellous for Words, Joe Stafford. It's a lovely, beautiful little song. I'd go find that one too. If you want a little playlist of Bogie songs, go listen to those. I think I've covered everything on my little list. Yeah, I still have my little notebook. I have dropped everything. with all my to have and have not scribblings. And there's various verses and stuff that I kind of got rid of and changed and stuff. It was originally meant to be called Saying Goodbye to Cricket, because that's what she says at the end. She wants to say goodbye to him. Or A Song with No Name, and then I decided actually Cricket Song is probably better. I will stop waffling. I hope you like that. Check it out, the original acoustic version. And then hopefully you'll get to hear the new fancy version very soon. Hope you're all well. Stay safe, and I will see you next week. If I can turn this off properly.